just one thing.
Here I come to the right.
Well, change the system. Me see myself in this journey as a father man.
There's not a broken vessel that God can't make. The thief was down to his last breath, hanging there and can't breathe. When he turned to the master and said, Lord, have mercy on me, he was just a broken vessel. Then Jesus washed away his sins, 'cause there's not a broken vessel that God can make. Oh, there's not a broken vessel God can't make. Yeah. When the whole world turned its back on you, Jesus will be your friend. He will pick up all the pieces, time and time again. 'Cause there's not a broken vessel that God can't make. Lord Almighty, Jesus is the potter, and we are just the clay. And even when the vessel is broken, he won't throw the clay away. Bring him all of your burdens, your troubles and your sin, 'cause there's not a broken vessel Almighty God can make. Yeah, yeah. There's not a broken vessel that God can make. Yeah, yeah. When the whole world turns its back on you, Jesus will always be your friend. He will pick up all the pieces, time and time again. 'Cause there's not a broken vessel that God can't make. There's not a broken vessel that God can make. Yeah. When the whole world turns its back on you, Jesus will always be your friend. He will pick up all the pieces. Separate me from your love, my Jesus. Nothing will be able to turn me away from you. I love you, Father. Anyhow, the afflictions of the righteous, the hearts of men getting more and more vicious. Brutality is on the increase. temptations, nothing will be able to turn me away from you. I love you, Father.
Oh, yes, good afternoon to my listeners and viewers. Today is Monday. It is the last Monday in August, also. Yes, for this year. Well. I know we had some rains in some sections of the country. Yeah, to break the drought. And, well, we continue to have our number one problem plaguing us, crime and violence. Yes, man, we had that over the weekend also. Of note, the police has taken into custody and have indicated that they are going to lay charges against a woman in connection with that brutal killing of that 8-year-old schoolgirl last month. You remember her? Yes, that girl who was kidnapped from school in St. Catherine and her throat slashed and her body thrown along the road in Vineyard Town. Yes, the police have somebody now who is going to be charged for that. Yes. It is a piece of news that was released by the police over the weekend. Yes.
Call from Comrade Fisher.
We are going to be talking just all way. Yes, Comrade Fisher.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, you you are opening the overs for us. We at Rebel Radio. We have started a program to discuss issues with the councillors. As we know, the councillors are the ones who they are the opening batsmen. They are the ones who are on the ground in these constituencies. They know what the problems are. And with the the Prime Minister indicated that local government elections will be next February. Yes, we want to talk to the councillors now about what are the issues on the ground. What are some of the issues on the ground in your division, Councillor Fisher?
Well, there's a lot of issues. We have water problems. We have road maintenance problem.
Yes.
I would want to think the road is probably the most severe, although for me in Balaclava, we have had also a significant problem with the water source.
Yes.
We have been promised a new water system for a few years now, and it has not come into being, so water and road is my main area.
Okay, water and road. Now that water problem, Councillor, is a problem that affecting the entire country,
Yes, I think so.
Yes. Now, in your division, about how many people are we talking about? How many people are in your division?
Well, presently, I think we have probably close to about 12,000 people in my area.
Yes.
In Balaclava,
And of that 12,000, about how many are affected by the water problem?
I would think about 7,000 or 8,000. There are persons who probably not in such a bad condition. Depends on how close they are to the system. We have one main system, which is that the Union Well.
Yes.
And I can tell you that was dug 1976 to late. Sidney Pagan dug that well there. At that time, probably just a few hundred persons were living in Balaclava.
Yes.
Now that well served persons even to comfort all.
Oh
So
my.
we're speaking about, probably 30, 40 years of existence where that one little well there at Union has been serving.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, the area has developed significantly with a lot of housing scheme plus private development going all around.
Yes, sir.
So that one system, 1976 system, would have outlived its usefulness.
Yes.
So we have been clamoring from the late Roger Clark time, Raymond Price, all the other persons who have come down the wicket as member of parliament. We have been in dialogue with National Water Commission to see how they can improve the union system. And basically we have been getting promises. And as I said, so many housing schemes has gone up since those days. So, we are really under pressure.
Okay.
So if you're not living in like a quarter-mile radius of the union system, you are in for trouble.
Wow. So those people now, they have to buy water.
Yes, they have to be buying water, and one of the most painful things they have to be buying it from even the parish council source, because we at the parish council have to be paying for the standpipe water, and I tell people that probably we could get more from the municipal corporation had we not to be paying out so much money for these persons who tap into get the water, the standpipe, and have to be selling it back to the residents. So, that's another problem in its own self there.
Wow. No, sir. And, I can imagine that with the pressure, because your colleagues in the parish, they too, I know, have to be making representation for that commodity.
It is a widespread thing, right across. And can you imagine for those of my colleague councillors who some of them don't even have running water in their area. Thank God, I have a system probably not living to its usefulness or its purpose, but at least I have a little system going.
Yes.
So it's really, indeed, really hard. And that is why even in my own area, when I request like the parish council truck, it takes me quite a long time, because the truth is I have to understand that some of my colleagues don't have even an ounce of running water. So I have to be waiting long in the line, and there are persons who probably sometimes think that I do not make the representation, but it's not that I don't make it, but it's that, they have to prioritize some of my other colleagues.
Yes, sir. Yes, I can well imagine what your colleagues and the residents are going through right now. And
Right.
then you mentioned also the road conditions.
Yeah, I have a few bad roads I have tried over the period to see what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a few times, put in a little road patching, because the truth is almost all my other 227 colleagues island-wide will tell you that it has been a long time that we have spent some amount of, resources on the parochial road,
Yes.
because, the whole economic condition over the past 20, 30 years, I don't think the parochial road network has received the attention that it truly deserves.
Yes.
And, successive governments, they have struggled because the economical condition exists that, we're coming out of IMF agreement and all of that. And we're just finding a little breathing space. But I can tell you, all my colleagues across Jamaica, they would agree with me that whichever no matter what the political administration of the day is, they will soon have to look seriously on the road network for the parochial, aspect of the road network. Because, some of these parochial road has literally gone down to what old time people would classify as bridle tracks. There's no more surface there.
Yes.
And it is probably it's a shame. I don't know when will somebody wake up and realize that it's all good to have all these roads linking the towns. Very good. I mean, but at the same time, most of the people that we are dealing with in Jamaica live on parochial road or use the parochial road.
Yes.
And it is no wonder why a lady have to be begging a donkey because, as I said, some of these parochial roads has literally gone back to bridal track days.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, terrible. And then in your division, most of the residents there, they earn their livelihood from agriculture, am I correct?
Yes, Balaclava, I mean, most of it, I would say probably 60%.
Yes.
Depends on agriculture. The other depends on commerce, Some
Right. And then
government Santa Cruz.
and then with the water problem, that too will have or must have a negative impact on agricultural production too.
Yes. Well, the truth is, we don't have a problem with water re-agriculture because Balaclava gets its fair share of rainfall. It's not like the southern belt.
Yes.
So while there are times, a few times out of the year, we probably experience a little, dry season. But I think we could be safe to say we also get a fair amount of rainfall.
Yes.
And that is why my argument to the resident of Balaclava, I think we have to go back to the days of what Michael Manley preached to the Jamaican people, to build tanks.
Yes.
Too many of our persons, they buy the black tank today, but they use them for air tank.
Yes.
If you don't have a catchment system to get in to hold the water, the air tank becomes irrelevant.
You're right.
So I strongly suggest to any government of the day to encourage our persons. As a former mayor of Black River, that was one of my point that I argued. I had a trip to Bermuda. And when I looked at what they were doing in Bermuda, as a matter of fact, the roofing in Bermuda,
Yes.
they have a special system there so that the roof could purify the rainfall, and their water system is quite good there.
Yes.
So in my mind, we need to also look at catchment. And that is why I strongly had touted that any housing development that is taking place, it should be mandatory that these developments, have a catchment.
Yes.
I know some councils across the island, probably they have made it more mandatory than some. And people argue that you can't force people, but the truth is, I don't think it's a matter of force. I think the National Housing Trust, along with the municipal corporation, should work in tandem together to make sure that the development that comes to the council, our catchment area, our catchment tank, is on it, so that we can make sure.
Better have water harvesting situation.
Water harvesting, right.
Yes, I can I think that is a good idea that should be pushed, and
it should be pushed. And as I said, I think we should make it mandatory. There are times when persons don't want to bring them on because you think people believe that you're making it hard of a person, but in the end, the end result is much better when each home can have some form of catchment.
Yes, sir.
We grew up in the days where even the small tinning drums were used outside. and that gives us some level of comfort for a few days.
Yes.
Now I can tell you in my own division, if the standpipe goes, if the National Water Commission system goes for 2 or 3 days, persons don't have even an ounce of water, which for me it is not good best practice. People should be able to at least store at least 2 weeks of water, and for a year like Balaclava, that, as I said, has its fair amount of rainfall. It is sad that after a few days, people have to be calling the parish council or calling for to purchase water.
Yes.
I think we have to educate our people more for the storage of water.
Yes. Now, during the time, how long you have been a councillor now, Mr. Man?
I am a councillor since 2007, December 2007. So I'm going into my 16th or 17th year thereabout.
Wow. No. So, so you would have an idea from where you sit. What are some of the ideas you think that would be required now to develop your division, to make life easier for your constituents?
Well, as I said, I'm hoping that representation will be made more strong strongly by our next member of parliament, so that we can rectify the water system. We have, with the closure of Appleton, it has caused significant dent on the economical livelihood of Balaclava, because there were a lot of persons who used to rely on Appleton or even the planting of sugar cane for their survival. Now that sugar is out, the adjacent, the planting, the bauxite planting Nain is also down at the moment. So the situation is very grave economically. Persons have to just be depending on the few merchants in Santa Cruz, or probably a 10 or 5 persons in Balaclava, to offer them employment, and that is sort of grave,
Yes, sir.
So I am hoping that also we can find a way to develop the agricultural sector, so that persons. Balaclava, my area used to be have a lot of yam, but most persons just only plant it for domestic survival. But if we could explore or get into the yam more, yam planting more broadly, then probably we could, we are adjacent to southern Trelawney, so we could find a way to even export more of our yam and other agricultural product out of the area, so that could develop, the economical livelihood of the division.
Yes. And you too, as councillor, as one of the political representatives, would no doubt be looking at how you can influence the reopening of the bauxite company.
Well, I tell you, it's not as easy for a council to make such a representation. Any government of the day has to look at what the market for the product is doing,
Yes.
and to encourage those investors. Mostly China, because what is happening there at Alpart now, the Chinese they have taken it over, but whatever the reasons, they have not maintained a steady flow.
Yes.
And it has gone back into, abeyance for a while. So government have to sit down at a broad base to rectify that situation, because once all parties reopen, then I can tell you the economical livelihood of the parish itself, not necessarily Balaclava, will come alive. But, there's hardly anything left in Centresbeth now outside of farming to really boost the economy. Appleton is out, Alpart is out, so we are really under severe problems economically,
Yes, so the area, economically, the area is dead right now.
it's dead. It's dead. And as I said, we see even centers that if you watch a pattern, there's a steady increase in crime and violence, and we believe that a lot of it would have, we would have descended to this because of the economical condition that exists for the past, say, 4 or 5 years.
Yes. That issue, I can recall myself that Saint Elizabeth at one time was a parish that you could describe as crime-free.
Yes.
Nowadays, I see that is not the situation at all.
It is not the situation, and as we are on the topic of crime, I would urge the authorities to also look into setting up, cameras in the town areas. I have made representation that, Jamaica, I look at Balaclava. We have had a few incidents there. Santa Cruz is where most of the persons target now. We have had a few incidents there. And all the other towns. I would suggest that the Jamaica, I do not wait until an event happens before they go in. But I think the powers that be need to start looking at preemptive measures.
Yes.
So that we can, get rid of the scourge of crime and violence.
Yes, sir. Yes, because, as I said, those parishes were at one time almost crime-free. Now we hear shootings and murders.
I can tell you without being political is that that is one of the defects of the ZOZOs, or the state emergency. Well, I am not here to criticize it outright. There are areas where you have to use it.
Yes.
But one of the the factors that affect other parishes is that once you set in a ZOZO or emergency in one area, then the criminals tend to, go out into the area.
Yeah.
And what we are into other areas, and what we are seeing now is an increase in Manchester and St. Elizabeth, as you have pointed out, a once crime-free area. They have become very, hostile area.
Yes,
because
sir.
people coming in from other parishes to look a safe haven here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is there any opportunity for the development of tourism in Balaclava?
Well, I wouldn't want to say no. We have the Oxford Cave. If probably the tourist enhancement fund can look at how they can probably put something there. We know there's a beautiful river now that I think they have. At the Oxford River, persons coming in on the weekend from far as Kingston just to refresh themselves and spend a day or so in the cool running water out of the hills of Trelawney. You have Appleton there that offer a rum tour. It's a pity that the train, the railway had to be closed because tourists used to travel from Montego Bay on rail to come out there. Mm-hmm. I know there are a few tourist buses that still comes up to YS River and then to Appleton. But, most times they just come to have lunch and they're gone. So the prospect for tourism is not closed. It's just for us to find the right thing to do and to so that it can attract the tourists there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. So, from all indications, Councillor, you are you are working to. You will be contesting the next local government election, of course.
Well, that is the call of my party, the People's National Party, but I am willing and able to make at least another term. Yes. Or another bid for another term. Mm-hmm. And as long as I try to listen to the people on the ground. And at this moment, I'm confident that they are still looking to my continuous representation that I've been making over the years. And I think I still have the confidence of the people. So the left is for the party and whatever, you know. But I am confident. I am offering myself again.
Okay, and I am also sure that you you will be looking to take back the parish for the PNP.
Well, that is a task that I am committed to do, and I think my other 5 colleagues who is presently at council, plus the other candidates and caretakers who will be running for the party for St. Elizabeth, I think we have all been tasked to make sure that the parish comes home under the banner of the People's National Party.
Okay. Well, Councillor, we at Rebel Radio, we can only wish you the best. And
Well, I thank you for your, your interview, and I hope that I was able to, explain or educate those who are listening more as to my role as councillor for the Balaclava division.
Yes, and we hope that you will be able to make representation and to do things that will improve the lives of your constituents. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much, and I am committed to working for the people.
Okay, that was Councillor Fisher. Yes, and he was telling us about his plans and what he's doing to improve the lives of his constituents. Yes, and as I indicated, we start this program because we want to talk to the councillors around Jamaica. Yes, we want to hear from them, and we want to talk with them to find out exactly what is on their agenda and what are they doing for their constituents. Yes, we really want to talk to the people, the councillors, because one thing that we know so far, the water problem in Jamaica is a very serious issue, very, very serious. All over Jamaica, the people are having difficulty accessing water. And this is supposed to be a land of wood and water. The people are not getting water at all. It is a serious problem, and we want to talk to the councillors about this to see what they are doing to make sure that their people access some water. Let us take a break. This is Rebel Radio.
separate me from your love, my Jesus. Nothing will be able to turn me away from you. I love you, Father. Anyhow, the afflictions of the righteous, the hearts of men getting more and more vicious. Brutality is on the increase. Tell me, when the love of God sees no power on earth to separate me from your love, my Jesus, nothing will be able to turn me away from you. I love you, Father. This level of crime, only love can eradicate. We must demand justice from the church and the state, and confess to God all our evil ways, and He will give us so much better days when we show love to each and every brother. Love will return to protect mother, daughter, sister. Let's hope in our heart to those who are in need, who never receive love. Come, let's sow some seed. No power on earth to separate me from your love, my Jesus. Nothing will be able to turn me away from you. I love you, Heavenly Father. No power on earth to separate me from your. I love you, my Jesus. Nothing will be able to turn me away from you. No, 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 no power on earth to separate me from you. No power, no, oh no, nothing will be able to turn me away from you. No, no, no,
No power.
can't even walk without you holding my hand. I thought number one would surely be me. I thought I could be what I wanted to be. I thought of myself as a mighty big man, but I can't even walk without you holding my hand. Thank you, Jesus. Can't even walk without you holding my hand. Oh, mountains too high and the valley is too wide. On my knees, I've learned to stay, that I can't even walk without you holding my hand. Help me, Jesus. Ah, yeah, yeah. Oh, Lord, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I thank God I made Jesus my one and all. From now on this day, I'm surely gonna call. And if I don't trust Him, I'd be less than a man. 'Cause I can't even walk without you holding my hand. Oh Lord, can't even walk without you holding my hand. Mountains too high and the valley is too wide. number one would surely be me. I thought I could be what I wanted to be. I thought of myself as a mighty big man, but I can't even walk without you holding my hand. Can't even walk without you holding my hand. The mountain is too high and the valley is too wide. Down on my knees, I've learned to stay. Can't even walk without you holding my hand. Lord have mercy. Can't even walk without you holding my hands. The mountain's too high and the valley is too wide. Down on my knees, I've learned to stay. Can't even walk without you holding my hand. Lord, I'm ready. Lord, I'm ready. I'm ready. Lord, I'm ready for you calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, you move them all away. Lord, I'm ready for you calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, you move them all away. Your grace is all that carries me. Through the dark, you shine your light so I could see. Even when I was down on my knees, you set me free there. Lord, you bring my shield from my enemies. In your loving arms, that's where I got to be. To stay within your grace for the rest of my day. Lord, I'm ready for you calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, you move them all away. Lord, I'm ready for you calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, oh gosh, you move them all away. Lord, I turn to you when I'm in need. Your love is just like the air I breathe. Heavenly Father, you're truly a friend indeed. There is so much that I got to say. I could go on about you every day. Your name I will always praise for the rest of my days. Rest of my days. Rest of my days. Heavenly Father, yeah. Lord, I'm ready for you calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, you move them all away. Lord, I'm ready for you calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, you move them all away. Your grace is all that carries me. Through the dark, you shine your light so I could see. Even when I was down on my knees, you set me free there. Lord, you bring my shield from my enemies. In your loving arms, that's where I got to be. To stay within your grace for the rest of my day. Lord, I'm ready for you calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, you move them all away. Lord, I'm ready for you calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, you move them all away. more. When tears are in your eyes, I will drive them home. Oh, well, yeah, I'm on your side. Oh, when times get rough and friends just can't be found, like a breeze over troubled water, I will lay me down like a breeze over troubled water. I will lay me down when you're down and out, when you're on the street, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort you. Woman, yeah, I'll take your part. Oh, when darkness comes and pain is all around, like a breeze over troubled water, I will lay me down like a breeze over troubled water. I will lay me down. Sail on, silver bird, sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are on their way. See how they shine. Lord, if you need a friend, I'm sailing right me like a breeze over troubled water. I will ease your mind like a breeze over troubled water. I will ease your mind like a breeze over troubled water. I will He's always there for me. Yeah, yeah. So no matter what the circumstances may be, no, God is always there for me. Yeah. Through the sunshine or through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is always there for me. So I met this old man. He was so poor, didn't hold no bed, so we slept on the floor. He's always smiling, never heard him complain. He said I've proven God again and again. So no matter what the circumstances may be, God is always there for me. Yeah. Through the sunshine or through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is always there for Lord, where's the rent? School fee due. Partner drop bombs, and the youth them need you. Friends all ask me what I'm gonna do. I smile and tell them that God will see me through. So no matter what the circumstances may be, yeah, God is always there for me, yeah. Through the sunshine or through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is always there for me. So no matter what the circumstances may be, God is always there for me, yeah. Through the good times or through the bad, through the happy times or through the sad, God is always there for me. I met this old man, he was so poor, he didn't hold a bed, so he slept on the floor. He's always smiling, I never heard him complain. He said I've proven God again and again. So no matter what the circumstances may be, God is always there for me, yeah. Through the sunshine or through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is always there for me. No matter what the circumstances may be, no, God is always there for me, yeah. Through the good times or through the bad, through the happy times or I've had many tears and sorrows, questions for tomorrow. There's been times I didn't know right from wrong, but in every situation, God gave me consolation that my trials come to make me strong. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon His words. I've been to lots of places, seen so many faces. There were times I felt so all alone, but in my lonely hours, those special hours, Jesus let me know that I am His own. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon His words. I thank God for the mountains, thank Him for the valleys, thank Him for the storms He brought me through. 'Cause if I didn't have problems, I wouldn't know that God could solve them. I wouldn't know what faith in God could do. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon His word. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I'll fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff that comfort me. Though the wicked will come upon me to eat up my flesh, they will stumble and fall. Through it all, trust in Jesus. I've learned to put my trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon His word. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to put my trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon His word. Through it all, learn to trust in Jesus. Learn to trust in God. Through it all, Lord have mercy. What is to be will be. Come me just a come me just a come, and me no want no botheration, boy. Come me just a come me just a come, and me no want no botheration, boy. Come me just a come, me said that come me just a come. Me no want no botheration, oh. Come me just a come me just a come, and me no want no botheration, oh. Roll, Jordan, roll. Roll, Jordan, roll. I want to go to heaven when I die, just to hear Jordan roll. Roll, Jordan, roll. Roll, Jordan, roll. I want to go to heaven when I die, just to hear River Jordan roll. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Oh, rock my soul. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Oh, rock my soul. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot.
Get your home ready for summer.
Who's coming in hot, hot?
with a whole heap of new arrivals and specials.
Everything for your bathroom, kitchen, living room.
In fact, for every space.
Porcelain tiles, ceramic tiles.
Windows, doors, and much more.
We have it all. Saving, saving, saving.
Come shop now. Big time sale at Tools Hardware.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware.
Ever wanted to share what you know about a crime, but were too afraid? At Crime Stop, we make it easy for you to report on crimes safely and 100% anonymously. All it takes is 4 simple steps. First, contact the tip line at 311 or visit www.crimestop.org or www.311tips.com. Then share what you know anonymously with one of our trained counselors. Any information related to criminal activity is accepted. We don't want to know your identity. We don't record calls or use star 69, and there is no way of tracing tips over the phone or online. You'll also be given a file number for your tip. Next, track the progress of your tip by calling our tip line at 311 and quoting your file number. Finally, if your tip leads to success, you will be eligible for a cash reward. Rewards will be paid out upon request through a trusted disbursement agency with verification process to ensure that your identity remains hidden. Share what you know anonymously. Contact.
Do it for your best life. Go check your HIV status. So keep your life trending, no pretending. Me, I tell yourself, do it for you, do it for you. Every time you are link with a condom, coulda husband, coulda wife, coulda be a random. Condom connect and protect your profile. Be your own fan. Do it for your best life. Do it for your best life. Do it. Don't put yourself at risk. Condom connect every time. Do it for your best life.
It's a girl Shensia with a message to you from myself and the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Shen Yang, everyone see wear a mask with the numbers drop. I don't want COVID, lay you down flat. Nose and mouth you fi cover up that. Oh oh, oh oh, sanitize or get hospitalized. Fight the virus, then fight for your life, yeah. Nobody talk about say you no response no more. Don't be reckless, cause your test say you're not happy. You can still get the virus from somebody. Don't be reckless, cause your test say you're not happy. You can still get the virus. So keep the numbers down. Protect yourself and the people you're around. COVID in town, 6 feet apart and 6 feet in the ground. Yeah. Keep the numbers down. Protect yourself and the people you're around. COVID in town, 6 feet apart and 6 feet in the ground. Stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive.
Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash, no paper, no dash, no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your
Keep we
eat.
island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica.
One, two, three, two more. 1, 2. Adults to 30 minutes activity daily. Love your body, treat your body right. Vegetables, make sure you eat plenty. Children do 60 minutes activity daily. Drink some water when you feel thirsty. Cut down dessert and have a smoothie. Jamaicans, love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. One more time now. Love your body, treat your body right.
Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Listen up. Make sure you know your health status. Go a doctor and get a regular checkup. Chronic disease can slowly creep up. We can lower the risk and live up if we just eat right and get moving. Jumping, running, dancing or skipping. Change the children, them lazy habit. Make them play out the door and put down the tablet. Jamaicans, love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Jamaica, get moving. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. After two, make me hear you say I love me. 1, 2. I love me. 1, 2. I love me. 1, 2. I love me. After two, make me hear you say I love me. 1, 2. I love me. 1, 2. I love me. 1, 2. I love me. Jamaicans, love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. One more time now. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Jamaica, get moving. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right.
Okay, welcome back to Rebel Radio. And you know, today at this time it's time for Be Sure. Be Sure is a program where we provide our listeners and viewers with information on how to deal with eventualities. And today we have with us the Business Development Officer for Marathon Insurance Brokers, Mr. Alex Davis. Mr. Davis, good afternoon. Hello? Hello, Mr. Davis. Seems like we have lost Mr. Davis. Yes, we lost him. Let us try and get him back. Mr. Davis?
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, I don't know why we keep losing you. Anyway, we have with us at this time Mr. Alex Davis. And Mr. Alex Davis is the Business Development Officer at Marathon Insurance Brokers. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon again.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Well, this evening we want to talk about motor insurance. Why is it important for us to have motor insurance and what are the benefits? Now, would you mind telling us why is it important for us? Start us there, Mr. Davis.
All right, no problem, Desmond. So motor insurance is important. Look at it this way. You have a risk that you want to transfer, right? You pay a premium and the insurance company take on that risk. So it is important to protect you, others, and your motor vehicle. Third-party damages, and it covers also, depending on the insurance package that you have, it covers legal costs also. So those are some of the importance of insurance.
Mm-hmm. So this you would argue is a very important. Once you are driving, once you have a motor vehicle, then insurance is a key component.
It is mandatory to have motor insurance in Jamaica.
Yes.
Mandatory. It's not if I need or want, it is mandatory to have it.
Yes. Okay. And you are telling us that it is not only is it mandatory, but it is important for a number of reasons. Tell us some of the reasons why motor insurance is important, sir.
All right, so this, again, it depends on the type of insurance policy that you have. You protect yourself and the third party. The third party includes passengers and other persons outside of the motor vehicle in any event, in any accident, or that you are liable as the insured.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, we have a lot of public passenger vehicles in Jamaica.
Right.
Now explain something for me now. What is the maximum that, say, a public passenger bus, one of those buses that carries 20 passengers?
Yeah, the coasters.
The coasters. What is the maximum insurance that your company offer for these buses?
For clarity, Desmond, when you say maximum, what do you mean?
Okay.
Because I want to answer the question properly.
All right. So I have a bus that I am a passenger bus. What kind of insurance is required for that operation?
What type of insurance? It's the same thing that you just mentioned, public passenger.
Yes.
Are you talking about the limit of liability? What is the maximum payout in the event of an accident?
Yeah, well, just educate us along those lines. What?
All right. So yeah, we can have a discussion regarding that.
Yes.
So normally, when a person wants to take out an insurance to carry passengers in a coaster bus, you'd have to insure it first as a private vehicle, a private commercial vehicle, before you can do the transfer. You'd have to go to the transport authority and stuff like that. So after that process is complete, you come back to you start the process of the public passenger transaction, and then we can have discussion about the limit of liability. You have the option to always increase the limit. The limit of liability is the maximum amount of money the insurance company will pay out in any event. You can always choose to increase it. And while we're on that topic, Desmond, you no longer have to come in office to do those type of transactions. We have our online platform, MIB Insure, that is www.mibinsurance.com. You can just do the insurance at a convenient at your own. Anything you drive can be done on the platform, whether it's taxi, motor truck, or private motor cars.
Yes.
Can be done on the platform.
So,
and when you're purchasing these packages online, the benefits will be displayed there, so you can either increase the limit or decrease the limit of liability.
Okay, so therefore it is now up to me, the owner, to decide the limit, how much money I am insuring my bus for.
No. So when you talk about the limit, you talk about in the event that you are liable, how much money the insurance company will pay out. In terms of insurance, the premium, it have a lot of factors that affect premium. Your age, the type of vehicle, the value of the vehicle, the loss history, stuff like that. There's a lot of factors that every one person will not pay the same amount of insurance. So if you come to Marathon with a clean record, your age is within the standard acceptance criteria of the insurance company, then you will pay the premium surrounding the factors that will allow you to pay the minimum amount of premium. But let's say, for example, you are a person that have a loss history of a great amount. You're young, your license is young, then that person will pay normally and stand on a higher insurance, and that is typical across the board.
Mm-hmm. Right. Now, how does one now determine how much is paid out? So, for example, my bus is involved in an accident, and how much each passenger who is injured, how much money they can get.
Okay, again, that is surrounded and specific to the limit of liability of the policy that you have purchased. For example, if you have a standard policy that covers up to $3 million for any one person and $3 million for property damage and $3 million for any incident, then what would happen is that if you have 5 persons injured in the accident, then the limit is 3 million, so that 3 million will have to cover for those 5 persons. And if it's only 2 persons, the same thing. If those 5 persons medical bills exceed the 3 million, then anything above the 3 million will be out of pocket for the insured, which would be you.
Okay, I see. So, so here it is that a bus with 20 people is involved in an accident, and all 20 receive serious injuries. And what is available for to cover insurance is $3 million. So the medical cost for those passengers is way above $3 million. Therefore, the owner would have to find that excess money to pay those passengers.
Because that is an example.
Yes.
That is just an example. $3 million, and we as experts, you come in with a bus and you're going to be the PPV or public passenger. We would not suggest that you have a limit of 3 million because in the event of a payout, it will be greater. So we use our expertise to match the limits based on the type of risk that you want to insure. You understand?
Yes.
And comprehensive insurance comes with limits. I don't want you to think that if you meet in an accident and the value of the vehicle is $1 million, and if you scratch it, you will get back $1 million. You have an excess. The standard excess on the market is 5%. So you are always responsible for 5% of the damage. Desmond. Mm-hmm. That is key. That is very important. We have a lot of clients or customers that comes in and don't understand what excess is. So I'm here to just educate and what excess really is. When you have a comprehensive policy,
yes,
you have to pay attention to your policy excess. It is normally 5%. It can be 7.5%. Also. But that is the percentage that you are always responsible for. For example, if you have a damage, if your excess is 100,000 and your accident damage amount is at 200,000, you are responsible for that 100,000, and the insurance company pay what is above that excess, which is the other $100,000.
Okay, let me try and digest that. So, yes, let me try and digest that one. So, my vehicle has a comprehensive insurance. It is involved in an accident. The cost of the accident, the damage, is, let us say, $100,000 to repair the damage.
Right.
So are you telling me that that $100,000 will not be covered by the insurance company?
It is subjected to the excess. So if your excess is below 100,000, let's say, for example, what is the value of your vehicle?
So
the example that you're giving me, did you mention the value?
No. So all right, let us say my vehicle value is $5 million.
$5 million.
Yes.
Okay.
And
I want 5%.
And the damage to the vehicle during the accident is estimated at $100,000.
Okay. So if the damage is 100,000, the excess is 5% of that 1 million, that 5 million, then you pay 50 and the insurance company will pay what is above the excess.
Oh.
So the excess is the 50,000 that you're responsible for, the insurance company pay up to the damage amount, which is the other 50.
Yes. Okay.
We're on the same page now?
Yes. I understand.
Okay.
And I understand it. I hope the listeners understand that, because I can imagine that quite many people might be of the view that, okay, I have a comprehensive insurance, I'm involved in an accident, the accident costs $100,000, then therefore the comprehensive insurance must take care of that.
Yes, and look at it this way also, Desmond. The insurance companies will go bankrupt if that was the case. If you go out and you scratch your vehicle, right? You go out there and you scratch your vehicle, and they say, oh, insurance will cover it. You go and you get a $10, you get a $10,000. If you don't have any responsibility, or of any, for example, if you don't have any responsibility you would just go out there and drive reckless.
Yes.
You won't. So when you have to bear in mind your policy excess now, you would drive more carefully. You try not to meet in any accident and increase your risk.
Right. Yeah. So let me go back to because one of the things that we have in Jamaica, and I'm sure your company must have encountered this, is the high cost of road accidents.
Yes.
And especially accidents involving passenger vehicle.
Right.
So now, you indicated a while ago that the experts at your company would advise motorists that, okay, you are going to be operating a public passenger vehicle, so here is what you should have as insurance.
Right.
Right. And it is now dependent on the customer to decide, okay, can I afford this, or the operations that I am going to be involved with, can it afford to pay these costs?
Right.
But your need is certainly it depends on what your operation. If you are operating public passenger vehicle, then you should be properly insured.
That is correct. You have to make sure you protect yourself and the passengers, and that they're fully covered.
Yes. So therefore, for example, a public passenger vehicle like that should be looking at somewhere like $15 million. That's for the purpose of this discussion.
Yeah, thereabout, yeah.
Yes. So that in case there is an accident, that the passengers and yourself will be fully protected.
That is correct, Desmond.
Yes. Okay. So for the normal vehicle now, this is a normal private vehicle.
Okay.
Yes. How insurance on these private vehicles, how are they, explain to us, how are they protected?
Basically the same, Desmond. It's just that if you're operating public passenger, then the limit, we have to look deeply into the limits and the type of coverage that we want to give to a PPV operator.
Yeah.
But for private, is basically the same. It's just that we have a typical standard. We normally offer the standard limit of liability because you're not carrying any passengers. You understand? So you're more likely driving alone in a private vehicle. No one then you will bring your family members or friends or your friends in the vehicle, but it's not often. That is the reason why sometimes the insurance premiums for public passenger and commercial vehicles are much higher than the private cars, because it's a lesser risk.
Yes. Okay. Well, I tell you what, we are going to. This is the first in what we call a series where we are going to be talking and informing people, keeping listeners and viewers up to date on what is required and how they should treat with insurance. So, this is the first edition. We'll continue our discussions next week Monday.
Okay.
When we will go into more details, and of course we will discuss other issues. So.
All right, no problem. But I want to also add about the convenience of our online platform here, Marathon.
Yes.
So when you visit the website, all you need to do is get a quick code, and you start the process. You can do this from the convenience from your home, any smart device that you have to connect to the internet. You get up to 9 months to pay your premium also. Okay. Up to 9 months to pay the premium. Right. And I know that a lot of persons have a lot of issues with now with the cyber crime going on. We have a secure gateway for payment So you don't have to worry about any scam or anything like that, or anybody getting access to your data or information.
Okay.
And we have over 4 locations. The location that I'm at now, 46 Trinidad Terrace. We have a Portmore location at Shop 3, Portmore Pines Plaza. And we have one in Montego Bay, Shop 15B, Fairview Commercial Complex, and Savannah Lamar, Shop 2, 8A Williams and Sons Plaza.
Okay. All right, sir. Well, at Rebel Radio, this is the platform for Marathon Insurance. This is where you will have to visit and stay for the...
I can repeat the address.
Yes.
It's www.mibinsure.com.
Okay, Mr. Davis. Well, until next week, sir, when we'll be back to educate our viewers and listeners. Thank you very much.
No problem, man. Nice talking to you. Take care.
Yes, sir. That was Mr. Alex Davis, the Marathon Insurance Brokers. And, you know, this is Be Sure when we provide information on what to do in order to keep safe. Let us go for a break now. This is Rebel Radio. Yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio, you know, and we are on air and on our weekly program called Be Sure. And Be Sure is where we keep our listeners and our viewers informed on what is happening, how to take care of, how to prepare for eventualities, and how to prepare for the future. And this evening, we want to kickstart a program where we'll be talking about, this is a program that will inform our listeners and viewers about scholarships, education for the young people. And we have with us Mr. Ian Ramsey. Now, listeners and viewers will remember this name. Ian Ramsey was one of Jamaica's famous attorney. One of the most famous attorney in Jamaica, the late Mr. Ian Ramsey. Mr. Ramsey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Yes. I hope you know that you have the name of a very famous Jamaican. I hope you know that.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
Aware of that.
Okay, sir. Yes. Well, we we want to talk to you, sir, about your scholarship program. We know that this program is a program that exists, a program that has been providing scholarships for young Jamaicans, and these scholarships are to attend universities in the United States, and it is aimed at providing and preparing our young people for the future. Could you just tell us, give us an history of this program and how it works, sir? But by the way, I must tell you that I have with me in studio Mr. Lloyd Brim.
Got you. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for the opportunity. Really appreciate it. As you said, our program, name of our program is the Ramsey Enrichment Scholarship Program.
Right.
We're a non-profit entity, originate and based in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm in Memphis, Tennessee. But of course, I'm from Jamaica. Grew up in Jamaica. Have relationships with Mr. Brim, who I'm related to, and he's a member of our board. So, with our program, we have the way our program is structured. We have 5 board members, and every year we work with high school students from Jamaica, and we take them through an 8-month program to get them prepared for a plan for colleges and a plan for scholarships.
Yes.
And then we have to transition to the U.S. For their college education.
Yes.
So that's a general overview of our program.
Okay, all right. So since inception, about how many recipients, about how many students you have passed through this program?
Since inception, we're going into our 5th year, and we have 16 students in college.
Oh.
We have 16 in college in the U.S. at this point. We just had 2 that left Jamaica a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
That went to Barry University. One went to Barry University, and one went to University of South Florida.
Okay.
So we continue our program and continue to help these Jamaican students.
Yes, and you said you're operating now about 5 years.
Yes, we're going into our 5th year. This will be our 5th year.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Just tell us some of the universities where these students have attended.
Yeah, so the great thing with our program is that we do have some agreement with some universities in the U.S. where we can offer reduced tuition for students. So we have students at Mississippi State University in Mississippi. We have students at Stetson University in Florida. And I just said we have students at Barry University and University of South Florida. But we also have agreements with other universities. There's a university in Memphis by the name of Christian Brother University that we're chartered at this time to bring in 40 students over the next few years. So we're going to be busy trying to secure the students and get them prepared and get them here. And we also have an agreement with East Tennessee State University and also with University of Tennessee also.
Okay.
So we have multiple universities that we have put agreements in place. And what's important as regards to the agreement is that we can guarantee a specific tuition for our students who are on our program. So we try to get them scholarships, but at the same time, we are also in a position where we can offer them a specific tuition rate for specific colleges.
Okay, all right. Now, in order for, what are the requirements? What are the requirements that students must meet in order for them to be enlisted in these universities?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, for us, what we try to do, we work with students with all different type of backgrounds, right? We do not, first of all, we do not limit them to what degree program they want to go into. We do not limit them to where they want to go to school. So we're very open pertaining to what their background from an educational standpoint should be. Well, we want students who are in lower six, going to upper six. So of course we want them to have accomplished, the CSEC exams. That's important.
Mm-hmm.
But they can do whatever CAPE subjects they want. The most important thing for us is that when they're on the program, our program takes around 8 months. Say, for example, now we have a class that's starting. So we have students who are registered with us now. It's going to take them from now to next August. It's going to be around 12 months. But we also have a role in admission, so we have additional students who will come on, as the year progresses. We do not limit them from the standpoint. We do not say you have to have, 4 CAPE subjects or you have to have specific grades. We try to get recommendations from a character standpoint. We speak to the guidance counselor at the high schools. We try to get some insight on the kids. And when they're on our program, we work with them as best as we can, to create opportunities for them, right? So we do not limit them from the standpoint of qualifications from a grade or subject standpoint.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. And you mentioned something earlier about the tuition cost. Is it that the costs at these universities, you are able to get cheaper costs for these students?
Oh yes, definitely. That's what separates our program from a lot of program in Jamaica, right? So a lot of program I'm aware of in Jamaica, they will work with the students to apply for college and also to apply for scholarships. So the difference with us, I give an example. Say we have a university where for international students, because any student coming from overseas to the US, they'll be considered international students. If the tuition for international students is like say 23,000 US for the year,
yes,
we have agreement in place where we have seen students have to pay like 8,000, compared to 23,000, or 10,000 compared to 23,000. So we have agreements in place where, depending on the SAT scores that they get, which is the exam, the college scholastic aptitude test, depending on their test scores, that will impact what type of tuition they will have to pay based on the agreements we have with the schools. So yeah, we're able to create a value from the standpoint of they get a significant break from a cost perspective. And of course, this is not just based on the students signing up with us and then they get a break. They have to do well on the SATs, right? Exam.
Yes.
And they have to put in the work, put into the application process and the scholarship applications. So there's a lot of work that's involved for these students, but at the end of the day, the value for them and their families is well worth it.
Okay. Now, Mr. Ramsey, so people listening to this program as we speak, just explain for us, for them, how do they, what are the requirements to access this program and what they must do. So here is students who are ex-student and they listen to this program and they just tell them what they must do in order to be able to access this program.
All right. So first of all, we have a website. Our website is respfoundation.com. I repeat that, it's respfoundation.com. On our website, there's a contact tab. If you go to that contact tab, you send email for me. You will see my phone number and everything. Anybody can reach out to me if they would like to. But from the perspective of what we look for as a program, we look for students, as I said before, who's about to go into upper six. And even sometimes students who are going into the lower six, if they know they want to go to the U.S. to college, they can also contact us. When a student contacts us, we have certain phases that we go through. The first thing we do is that we do a presentation to the student and their parents pertaining to our program. We explain the way our program works. We explain, if you're a part of our program while your child is in the U.S., how it works. And after we do that, if the parents are still interested, we set up an interview with the child and with the student. So then I'll have some of my board members, Mr. Brim might be included, and myself and other board members, and we interview the student. What we're looking for during that time, we're looking for students who we believe have the fortitude to go through a program for 12 months, which is going to create some challenges for them, because they have to be doing our program at the same time they're doing their CAPE, right? They're doing their CAPE work. So we'll look for signs, or is the student organized? Is the student disciplined? Will the student follow through on the responsibility? After we do an interview with the student, then we make a decision. And then we'll advise the parents at that time, yes, we will work with your student, or no, we will not work with that student. And if we decide to work with the student, then we do work out something with the parents, and we start our program. As I said before, we have weekly classes. Our students have to attend weekly classes. The classes are about an hour to an hour and a half every week. They have to, they have homework every week pertaining to applying for colleges, keeping up with spreadsheet with colleges, providing weekly reports as it relates to their progress, getting all the documentations that's needed for them to apply for colleges. And then we work with them through to about November, applying for colleges. And then around October, November, we start applying for scholarships. And they have to apply for numerous scholarships to the colleges they apply to. And that will go until maybe January, February. And we work with them with the visa application. We work with the schools for them to get the paperwork they need to be able to go to the embassy. And then from there, we help them to get prepared to go to the embassy, to get their visas. And after they leave for college in August, then our program, we visit each of the students. We get to know them when they get to the U.S., take them shopping, stuff like that. And we start a 4-year relationship with them while they're in college. Because they have to show us their grades. They have to report to us what's going on. And we have some activities that we do every year while they're in the U.S., while they're in college, to just build a relationship with them. So I think starting with the website, that would be the first thing with regards to our program.
And once they are selected, their tuition, housing, accommodation, all these are taken care of?
No. So when we work with our students through the process, and they get, depending on the scholarships they're able to ascertain based on their grades and their working and their scholarship letters, there's still some financial responsibilities that the parents will have to sometimes help out with. Now, we've had students who have received full scholarships, right, where everything is taken care of. But most of our students, they still need to have some type of assistance from their parents pertaining to trying to help to pay the tuition. We as a program also, we're busy working on getting donations and stuff to help our students to pay the difference, pay their tuition. So that's something we work on also for our students in college. So we work to try and help them in whatever way we can financially. But I do not want it to be misinterpreted, our program. Because the name of our program is Ramsey Enrichment Scholarship Program, a lot of time people hone in on the word scholarship and think that everything is taken care of. That's not it. Our program is...
Just repeat the name.
Sorry?
Repeat the name of the program for me. Repeat the name.
It's a Ramsey Enrichment Scholarship Program.
Yes.
The scholarship part is what people hone in on a lot. And yes, there's scholarship opportunities with our program, but our program encompasses a lot more than a student just getting scholarship, right? It encompasses students have to apply to the schools, have to apply to scholarships, right? And then the enrichment part of it is when they're in college, we work with the students or a program to ensure that they get whatever they need to get to be able to be successful. Like, if they can get credits from the university towards their degree. If we need to interject and speak on their behalf with regards to the administration, we do that. Whatever we need to do to help that student, to help our students, those are the things that we do to ensure that they become successful. But there's also a financial element for the parents as it relates to our program. If your child we just had a student who left for school, and the student tuition is $5,200 for the year. Now, that $5,200 US, the parents, they're able to pay that. If it was more and they needed our help, we would have assist, however we need to assist. But the parents have to be able to assist their students to be able to pay the balance that's due to the universities when they start school.
Yes. So, for example, if a scholarship is going to reduce right now, say 10,000 US, how much of that 10,000 the parents would have to find?
So, it depends on the student, right? And we, as it relates to agreement with students, we have students on our program right now where they might pay a small fraction of that, and we as a program pay most of it. But it depends. We look each and every year. We have students who pay all of their tuition. A student might, their tuition is $8,000 for the year. They pay the $8,000. We have students who we help to pay some of their tuition. We look at it on a yearly basis. The students we're committed to financially. The new students, we look at their parents, if their parents are in positions where, financially they can support their child, that's the first priority. The parents have to step up and support their child to the best of their abilities. And then we will step in and help, how we need to. And there are students at times who definitely their parents cannot, take on a certain amount of the financial responsibility. So we try and step in and help as it relates to that. But at the end of the day, what we try to do, whenever we make a commitment to a student or program, our only objective is for them to get their degrees. So whatever that takes, when we go through the 12-month program with them in Jamaica, and then they go off to college, if they can make it through the 12-month program, and you can talk to Mr. Brim. He has worked with some of our students to offer them certain help. If they're struggling, he will take care of that for us. So if the student is able to make it through the 12-month program and go off to college, we will make sure we do whatever it takes for that student to complete their degree, because we are not successful unless the student gets their degree.
Okay.
Mr. Ramsey, I want
Yes.
to just add a bit more on that area, because students whose parents are not able to take on the full financial responsibilities, if there are relatives who can assist, then there is room for that. If they have relatives living in the United States who can assist, or from wherever they are, wherever they live, wherever they work, once they are able to assist the student, then there is room to discuss that and to put the necessary tools in place so the student can get assistance from the program, from their parents, from their relatives. And you are working on a program to get donations to help strengthen the amount of funds available for people who really, really need the help.
Yes, that's correct. I mean, it takes a village, right? So to your point, initially, that was Mr. Brim, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Yes. All right. So it takes a village. So Mr. Brim, as you know, we start out first the parents. Then do they have any relatives, as you said, relatives who can help? We try to get parents to tap into family members also. Then we as a program, we have different means. We being a non-profit organization, we have certain tools within the US that we can use to try and help. So what we try to do, we try to use those tools to try and generate certain type of funds. And one of the things that you mentioned a minute ago, we're currently doing a donation drive. If you go on our website, look at donation tab, you will see we're doing a donation drive to try and raise additional funds to help, to your point, our students on our program. One of the things that we're trying to change in our program is that we have certain students that we have had agreements in place where we're responsible for a certain percentage of their tuition. And then there are students who we're not legally responsible for a certain percentage, but we help them. What we want to do moving forward, in a few years, is that any student who is on our program and goes off to college, we will be fully responsible for a specific percentage of their tuition. We're just not there yet. We're working on it. We're trying to get better at it. And hopefully in a few years, because what we do, we want a level of equity on our program from the perspective of we want to help every student. We do help them when it comes into them getting a lower tuition, when it comes into them getting scholarships. We have scholarships at the school that we as a program even give to students, right? But we still want to be able to say each and every student on our program will get X percentage towards their tuition every year, every semester. And that's something we're working towards at this point.
Okay. Mr. Ramsey, you could just tell us some of the schools locally that the program has been associated with? Some of the schools, yes.
Oh yes, definitely. So starting, I'm a Seabar old boy.
Yes.
So Calabar first, is Calabar first set of students came from Calabar. So we have Calabar, we have students who are from Queens, we have students from JC, we have students from Casey, and we have worked with, some of the students who have started on our program from different schools. So we work with students from Andrews and students from Campion. So we work with a multitude of, and we have extended ourselves to different high schools like St. Hugh's, Knox College, you name it. We reach out to different high schools, just trying to see if we can help students. So we continue to do that, and we're so grateful to the guidance counselors in these high schools because they are the ones that really help us to identify the students at times. So we're very appreciative of that.
Okay, all right. I can. So, based on what you just said, sir, it is clear that you have spread your wings. The program is is very widely spread throughout the high schools in Jamaica.
Yeah, we're trying. We're working on it, and talk about spreading the wings. We just this summer offer one of the things our school, our program, what we're doing. We're offering high school scholarships to kids who are in high school in Jamaica. So the way it works, just give you an example. Say we have a student in college that's from Calabar. So what we do, we give back to Calabar. We say, okay, we want to support one or two of your students. We have two high school students at Calabar right now that we just offer scholarships to. I think one is going into fourth form, and I think one is going into fifth form. So we're going to be paying for their tuition. We'll pay for their CSEC exam, and we'll continue to pay their high school tuition. As long as they get good grades, we have an agreement in place pertaining to the grades they need to get. And as long as they score well on the CSEC, we'll pay even for them to go to sixth form. And they don't have to come on our program in sixth form, but we'll continue to pay for them to high school. We have scholarships to students at JC, also Queens, right? So we have high school students who are also helping, and we leave that up to the guidance counselors and the students we have in college, like for example, Queens. Our students who are in college from Queens, they are the ones that interview the high school students and made the decision as to who they want to give the scholarship to. So yeah, we're working. We're trying to give back as much as we can, right? There's a cost element to our program from the standpoint of, we want to make sure when somebody's on our program, they understand, right? Parents, the parents has to be prepared that there's going to be some cost. Our program is not totally free from the standpoint. We want it like that because the parents have to realize they're going to have to pay for their child, contribute to their child's education from a financial standpoint when they're in college, right? Because what we have found out before, we will find a student and so the student have excellent grades. We work with that student. When you're going to go to college in the U.S., there are some opportunities there which is going to cause costs. They have to go to the embassy, have to get a CSEC, so there's some fees that's associated. They have to buy airline tickets and so on and so forth. So the parents have to be aware of this and they have to be prepared. And we try to get them prepared to the best of our ability for them to be ready.
Mr. Ramsey?
Yes.
Can we just mention as well that this is not 100% academics that the program addresses, because some people, when they move from one country to the next, especially at the younger ages, they encounter loneliness, leaving the family for the first time, and they encounter culture shocks and so on. But just to mention, because we want to have a series of programs, but just to mention as well that we are assisting getting them acclimatized. You have different weather patterns, you have different issues that arise from culture shocks, and all these various non-academic issues. Some attention is also paid to these, which I suppose we could go through in more details on another program. But just for somebody who might be listening and saying, hey, no, I wouldn't want my son or my daughter at 18 or 17 or 19, whatever, to go so far away, knows nobody there, don't know their way around, going to take some time to get used to the surroundings and maybe they lose their way academically by then. Just to mention that the program has areas, events, and methods to help break that shock and to help the persons who come to be able to find their way around and quickly become acquainted with the procedures and the culture and the weather, the various holidays, just life, living there in a new place. You know, they're not going to be
No,
just thrust into it like that.
I totally agree with you. And for anyone who's listening, I have to let you know that the Ramsey Enrichment Scholarship Program is different for a couple of reasons than a lot of programs you meet within Jamaica. To Mr. Brim point, when we have a student on our program is structured for the 12 months to challenge our students. The reason why we challenge our students during that 12 months while they're in upper six is to get them prepared psychologically for what they're going to face in their first year of college, right, in the U.S. The things that we know that they're going to go through. I transitioned myself from Jamaica, go to college in the U.S., and, the things that I experienced and the culture shock at that time was stunning to me, right? So we structure a program where we have our students go through, they have a series of responsibilities that they have to abide by from the standpoint that they have to get certain things done on a weekly basis. They have certain challenges from the standpoint of they have to get prepared as it relates to getting assignments done, getting their grades done, getting prepared for the SATs, taking the SATs. While we're going through that, if a student is struggling, we have set in place where Mr. Brim would then take that student offline for a certain period of time, and he would work with that student to try and see if he can get them refocus or to deal with whatever the situation is. If we need to get that student some additional help, we also will do that, and we bring them back on the program, and we continue the pathway towards them finishing all their applications and also finishing all their scholarship applications for colleges. We as a program, when they go off to college, we don't just have them go off to college. We get them prepared. We have a lot of meetings with them. A lot of past students speak to them. A lot of professionals before they leave Jamaica for college. In addition, when they're in college, we work with them to ensure that they get everything that they need when they're trying to settle down and go. Are we doing on time, guys? Are we okay? Or are we okay with time?
Yes. We're winding up. We are going to wind up now.
Okay, got you. So I just want to say to Mr. Brim's point, what I want to say is that yes, when our students start college, we make sure we personally go and visit them. Some of our students live off campus, so we have to make sure they're settled. Some of them live on campus, So yes, the transition, we work with them with the transition and work with them to get settled in college, register and all that good stuff and get the credits that they need for college.
Okay. Mr. Ramsey, I want to thank you very much for your participation this week. Mr. Brim?
Yes, just to pass on this other piece of information too, that from time to time, arrangements are made for students to get work experience, whether on the campus where they work or in a company, but the program has an element that assists students in being employed, so they get job experience, and they also get, if you put it in the Jamaican term, they also get a little pocket money. They get a little pocket money from these activities.
Okay.
Yes. So all of our students are required to work on campus, and then we help them to get jobs, also internship and co-ops with different companies. And then to Mr. Brim point, to Thanksgiving, we bring all of our kids to Memphis for them to spend time with families, while they're here.
Okay.
Guys, so thank you guys so much for your time. Really appreciate it. And I guess we'll be doing a series of these.
Right.
And I will ensure our board members participate and some of our students in the coming weeks.
Yes,
okay?
I will talk to you a little later. That was Mr. Ian Ramsey from the Ramsey Enrichment Scholarship Program. And this is a program that we are going to be doing weekly to encourage Jamaicans. We want to provide you with information as to how you can be part of this program, right? And our website is respfoundation.com, right? But stay tuned to Rebel Radio. We'll provide you with all the information, how you can access, how you can participate. This is Be Sure on Rebel Radio. We're now going to take a break.
For summer!
Tools coming in hot pot!
With a whole heap on your arrivals and specials!
Everything for your bathroom, kitchen, living room.
In fact, for every space!
Porcelain tiles, ceramic tiles,
windows, doors, and much more!
We have it all! Saving, saving, saving!
Come shop now! Big time sale at Tools Hardware!
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware!
Ever wanted to share what you know about a crime, but were too afraid? At Crime Stop, we make it easy for you to report on crimes safely and 100% anonymously. All it takes is 4 simple steps. First, contact the tip line at 311 or visit www.crimestop.org or www.311tips.com. Then share what you know anonymously with one of our trained counselors. Any information related to criminal activity is accepted. We don't want to know your identity. We don't record calls or use star 69. And there is no way of tracing tips over the phone or online. You'll also be given a file number for your tip. Next, track the progress of your tip by calling our tip line at 311 and quoting your file number. Finally, if your tip leads to success, you will be eligible for a cash reward. Rewards will be paid out upon request through a trusted disbursement agency with verification process to ensure that your identity remains hidden. Share what you know anonymously.
Do it for your best life. Wait. Go check your HIV status. Wait. So keep your life trending, no pretending. Me I tell yourself do it for you, do it for you. Every time you are link with a condom, coulda husband, coulda wife, coulda be a random. Condom connect can protect your profile. Be your own fan. Do it for your best life. Do it for your best life. Do it. Don't put yourself at risk. Condom connect every time. Do it for your best life.
Gershon's here with a message to you from myself and the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Shen Yang, everyone say wear a mask with the numbers drop. I don't want COVID, lay you down flat. Nose and mouth, you fi cover up that. Oh, 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 oh. Sanitizer gets hospitalized. Fight the virus and fight for your life, yeah. Nobody talk about say you no response no more. Don't be reckless, cause your test say you're not happy. You can still get the virus from somebody. Don't be reckless, cause your test say you're not happy. You can still get the virus. So keep the numbers down. Protect yourself and the people you're around. COVID in town, 6 feet apart and 6 feet in the ground. Keep the numbers down. Protect yourself and the people you're around. COVID in town, 6 feet apart and 6 feet in the ground. Stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive.
Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash, no paper, no dash, no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your
Keep
eat.
we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica.
One, two, three, two more. 1, 2. Adults to 30 minutes activity daily. Love your body, treat your body right. Vegetables, make sure you eat plenty. Children do 60 minutes activity daily. Drink some water when you feel thirsty. Cut down dessert and have a smoothie. Jamaicans, love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. One more time now. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Listen up. Make sure you know your health status. Go a doctor and get a regular checkup. Chronic disease can slowly creep up. We can lower the risk and live up if we just eat right and get moving. Jumping, running, dancing or skipping. Change the children, them lazy habit. Make them play out the door and put down the tablet. Jamaicans, love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Jamaica get moving. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. After 2, make me hear you say I love me. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. After 2, make me hear you say I love me. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Jamaicans, love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. One more time now. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Jamaica get moving. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. One more time now.
Yes, yes. Welcome back to Rebel Radio. And it's time for Workers' Time. Workers' Time is where we look at the issues at the workplace, what is happening between labor and capital. You know, those two forces are very important for production. We have with us the General Secretary of UCASE, St. Patrick's Ennis.
UTAS.
Yes. Sorry for that. Sorry. Thank you for that correction. UTASP. UTASP, not UCASE at all. UTASP. And also, we have with us Mr. Clifton Grant from the UAW. Gentlemen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Desmond. Good afternoon, St. Patrick's.
Yes.
I'm not Desmond, not hearing you so clearly.
You're not hearing
me? Feedback in the line.
You're not hearing me? Hello? Hello? I don't know why. What has happened now? Look as if I've lost both St. Patrick's and Clifton. Let me try and get them back online for you.
Hello?
Yes, St. Patrick's, hold it for me there, please. Don't move. Yes. Yeah, hold it. And as I said, I'll try to get back Mr. Clifton Grant. Yes, let me get him back. Yes. Oh, Clifton, you are there now, right?
Yes, I'm back.
Okay, hold it for me. Yes, hold it. Yes, so good afternoon again to Mr. Clifton Grant from UAW and St. Patrick's Ennis from UTAS. Gentlemen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Desmond.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Okay.
Good afternoon, my brother.
All right.
Good afternoon.
So, gentlemen, lots of things happening in the union movement. St. Patrick's, let me start with you. I know last week we saw where there was some concerns between some of your workers, and this has to do with the compensation package. What is the latest on that?
Well, what transpired is that, as is the case with any union,
Look like I lost him again. Clifton, you are there? Hello, Clifton. Hello? Clifton? Both of them. Clifton?
Yes, sir.
I don't know what happened. I lost you.
I'm not.
Yes, I don't know what is happening, why I keep losing my guest. We're having some telephone issues. I don't know what is happening. Let me try and straighten out those issues. I don't know what is happening at all.
Hello?
St. Patrick's, I don't know what is happening. Hold for
Yeah, and I'm getting a terrible, there's echo. There is, the echo, I have to talk through the echo and terrible feedback.
Well, let me try and link. All right, hold it for me. Don't move.
Yeah.
Let me just see what happens. Let us try and straighten out these issues. Yes.
Hello?
Clifton, I don't know what happened, but hold it for me. Let me try again.
Yes, it's showing the line.
Are you there now?
I'm hearing you.
Yes.
I'm hearing.
Clifton, you are there?
Hearing you a little, but the line is very fuzzy.
Yeah.
But I'm getting an echo nonetheless.
Yes. All right, St. Patrick's, go ahead. You go ahead, and you were explaining something. Go ahead.
No, as I was saying, as with any organization, as in any unit,
Hold it for me. We're getting a feedback. Yes. Yes, we are trying to straighten out our phone system. I don't know what is happening, why we get the lines, we just get keep on get cutting off, you know. I don't know what is happening. But we are trying to straighten out the system so that we can talk to our guests. We are on workers' time talking about what is happening in the workplace. Yes. And as you know, this is one of the areas where we must have some peace and harmony. Without that, we are in problems. We're trying to get back Mr. Clifton Grant and Mr. St. Patrice Ennis. Yes. Who's that? St. Patrice?
You really having a very bad.
I don't know what is happening there. We keep losing the. Let us take a break. Let us take a break.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Hello? Hello?
But I was still here, and that here there's not hear a funny sound coming in the line.
I hear like some music.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some ice cream, something like that.
No, that's the theme song. All right, gentlemen, Mr. Patrice Grant, St. Patrice Ennis, and Mr. Clifton Grant. Good afternoon.
Yes, that's about three.
All right, okay.
The line is still bad, man. We're not hearing you properly.
Yes. St. Patrice, are you hearing me? Are you hearing me, St. Patrice?
There's a lot of disturb. I'm hearing, I can make out what you said, but there's a lot of disturbance.
Yeah, that's a noise
sounds in the background here.
I'm trying to solve that problem, but let us start talking. Yes, St. Patrice, you started off by telling us what happened with some of your members last week.
Right. Well, I'll try and talk through the disturbance. But if you can hear me correctly.
I'm hearing you.
Okay, fine. As I was saying, in all organizations or unions, we don't have a monolithic group. We workers have, especially where the medtechs are concerned, or in particular where the medtechs are concerned, there are varied views as to what should be done. And that is why we held a poll in March or May of this year, and the delegates the workers overwhelmingly decided, more than 2-1, as I recall, that they were not ready to sign on to the compensation review exercise. They wanted to have certain things clarified or sorted out by the Ministry of Finance. And we have subsequently met many times and ironed out what those concerns are. We have conveyed such concerns to the Ministry of Finance, who just recently has called us in to discuss those concerns on Friday of this week. And so we are going to go into the Ministry of Finance again Friday of this week. And if there is no cohesive position from the delegates, as if there's no cohesive position, if there's no division amongst them, then we could append our signature to the document. If there is division amongst them, then we would again have to return to the wider membership for them to determine the way forward, as is always the case, which I believe is the position most unions would practice. So that is the standard practice as I understand it, and that is what the course we have embarked upon, and the one that we intend to continue on. Of course, there are persons, as I've said, who would have a difference of opinion, but in order to make sure that we are democratic in our process and that we express the will of our constituents and their mandate, we have to go by what the majority said to us. And I don't think no union would be trying to do extra work when the workers are telling them that it is not warranted and that they want the thing to be dispensed with. And so that is the matter, and that which I explained, the meeting of this week, that's where we are at this juncture.
Okay. So as we speak now, you say a meeting is set for this Friday at the Ministry of Finance, and that will, based on based on the result of that meeting, then you will go back to the workers, and
Desmond, I'm not hearing you clear. Are you on a speaker? Or?
No, I am not on any speaker at all.
I'm not hearing either.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm unable to decipher what you're saying.
Yeah.
Or what you're asking.
Yes.
I can hear Brother Grant, but I can't hear you at all.
Yeah.
You don't.
And I'm here in St. Patrick's, and I'm just hearing a lot of noise. That's it.
Yes. Are you hearing me better? Gentlemen, are you hearing me better?
A little better, but it's not clear.
St. Patrick's, are you hearing me better? Any better?
A little better, but perhaps because I anticipate what you're asking.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But let us try, See, ask me the question and let's see.
Yeah. No, I am saying I am saying that a meeting is set for this Friday, and based on the results of that meeting, then you will have a meeting with your members, which will decide. And are you hearing me?
I couldn't. I couldn't make out what you said.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know if Brother Grant.
You hear me better now, gentlemen?
I heard the question that he asked you about your situation, but apart from that, I don't know anything else.
All right, gentlemen, are you hearing me better? Hello?
I would say no.
You're not hearing me?
Yeah, because we don't want to.
You're not hearing me? You're not hearing me none at all, eh?
I'm hearing you, but it's not coming across clearly.
Well, I don't know what is happening to the phone system at all. I don't know what is.
I keep getting worse.
Yeah. All right. Hang up and let me try again. Yes, we are having issues with our phone system today. I don't know what is wrong at all. And that just not getting through. St. Patrick's? Hello, St. Patrick's.
Something wrong with your mic or something, does it? Because you're not coming through clearly.
I don't know. I keep going out and keep coming in. Yes, I don't know what is the problem today at all. Yes, we're having some issues getting through to our We can download a new version of. Yes, we're having telephone issues.
Hold on, please.
Gentlemen?
Hello?
Yes. St. Patrick's, are you hearing me? Hello?
I am hearing, but it is not clear.
Yeah. Clifton, are you there?
I see. The same problem. Very clearly. But I'm not hearing you. When you can try to come through, it's like a lot of fuzziness in the line.
Yes. All right. St. Patrick's?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. I am here, but I don't know what is happening because I'm hearing you clearly. I'm hearing both of you very clearly, but you're not hearing me. There's an issue. So,
I don't know.
Yes. So, yes, they are gone again. So, I don't know what is happening to my phone. We are having problems connecting with our guest today. Have to try and work it out. I don't know exactly why our phone lines. Where what happened? Okay. Let us go for a break. Let us go for a break while we try and sort out our phone issues. Yes, yes. Welcome back to Rebel Radio. And, we have been having some telephone issues. We're on workers' time and we have two trade unionists with us. St. Patrick's Ennis and Mr. Clifton Grant. Gentlemen, good afternoon again.
Good afternoon, Desi.
Good afternoon.
Okay, all right. No, well, Clifton, I think we better just shift to you, and you have heard, both of you, the country has heard the governor of the Bank of Jamaica with his discussion on wages. He has been telling the private sector that they must be careful of the wages that they pay. But gentlemen, you think this? What do you think of his argument? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I was saying asking you, what is your take on the governor, the BOJ governor's statement on wages? What is your take on it?
My take is that the governor need to appreciate that the inflation and the cost of living in this country is two different things. And it's the cost of living that determines whether or not a worker can survive.
Yes.
And there's the working people in this country not getting and earning what you call a livable wage. And therefore, when the governor is cautioning employers against high wage increase, the governor not taking into account the reality that the working people in the country facing.
Yes.
Because even in terms of inflation, I've learned for a very long time that in the Jamaican context and economy, it is not the wage increase that drives inflation. The dollar that they have serious challenge in controlling. That is what have been driving the inflation in this country, not that wage. Because when you're in an environment, despite the fact that they talk about close to full employment, which that the unemployment rate is less than 5%. How we measure unemployment in this country is contrary to getting the true picture of really what's going on in terms of people, employed persons. Because some persons are underemployed. Some persons, once you work one day, they count you into as being employed because you're seeking employment. That's it. And the whole thing on those who in authority who making comments in terms of what workers should receive and how they should receive was taking into account the reality of workers, not what the series said, what the Jamaican context is saying in terms of how we survive and what requires for us to survive.
Yeah. I want you hold your thought there. Let me try and get back St. Patrick's. So just hold on for me. Let me just try and get back St. Patrick's. Yes. Well, let us see. I can get back St. Patrick's with us. Yeah. Yes, we're talking to union leaders on the situation, what is happening at the workplace. St. Patrick's, hold it for me. St. Patrick's? St. Patrick's, are you there now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it seems that we are back. We are in business nowadays.
Okay, all right. St. Patrick's, what are your thoughts on what the BOJ government say about holding wages that private sector leaders should hold wages, St. Patrice? What is your take on that?
Governor Bias, or what is my take on him, on his statement?
Yes.
Well, I'm somewhat taken aback by it in the sense that I thought that Jamaica had decided on which economic path it should embark upon. And that is one that allows the market to determine wages, and that we do not interfere in that sector in the same way we would allow the prices of commodities, goods and services to be determined by the market. We expect that labor, in terms of what it is worth out there, would be determined by the entity and its ability to pay. And so to have that insertion by the governor sort of run counter to what is expected. And moreover, where you expect there to be intervention, because this is now a controlled, you're talking about one employer, you're not talking about a market system, you're talking about where you can clearly dictate what ought to happen. He says it is okay in the public sector, and and what has happened over there is fine. So I think I don't know how he got it that way, and so it seems like some confusion to me in that how he describes what should obtain in the private sector is normally what you would expect one to be saying about the public sector and vice versa. And it has rubbed people the wrong way, particularly last year when we had, I think, double-digit inflation, and the poverty level is increasing, despite the government's announcement, or Statins announcement, that unemployment has dropped. But if you know how we count unemployment, all you have to do is work 1 hour during the time when in that 40-hour week, during the time which a survey has been conducted to be considered employed. And so with that sort of ridiculous definition of who is employed, but at the same time, you have the poverty rate going up, and you have a large number of people outside of the workforce. This is not a time, we believe, that you can say there should be stagnation where wages are concerned. It should be based on the ability to pay, and collective bargaining should be able to dictate what obtains in the various sectors where the workers are working.
Because I am sure that at the workplaces now, gentlemen, I am sure that the workers are not happy.
Go ahead, Brother Khan, sorry.
You're totally right, Desi. Yeah. Because if you, as I said in my initial comment, inflation and cost of living in Jamaica is two different stories. How much is a pound of the basic items that workers have to survive on? Are we paying them at that level? That if they get additional funds, they will be able to go beyond the basic goods and services that they are required to survive? No, not in the Jamaican context. So I think the governor is looking on the wrong side of things. And the dollar over the years that have always drive the cost of living in Jamaica, and in fact, when you look on the question of take for example price of gas, every time that shift is not the question of the dollar not able to hold its ground, and therefore the fluctuation take place. Yeah. And therefore people in the market, when the dollar exchange rate is published at the end of the day, that's not what the trading is taking place. It's taking about $2 or $3 ahead of what announced each day. So that is factored into goods and service.
Yes, yes. So it is clear then, gentlemen, that this call from the government that wages should be held is if the sector agrees with it, it is going to add some more pressure on the workers. I don't think the private sector can agree with it at all, because they too are facing issues with labor, with labor costs, right? And accessing labor. And therefore, I don't think what the governor is asking for is going to work. No. Then
I think the governor, Simon, I can't think that it was a well thought out thing. And when you have to make several attempts to
clarify
and clarify what you've said, then obviously you are not on the right path. I think he, instead of clarifying, he should have retracted what he said, because not even the PSOJ president has not aligned himself with what the governor has said, and he has stated that publicly. I think also the fact that he, some months ago, came out in support of the high increases that the political class and the members of the permanent secretaries received in the compensation review sort of put up a bad light, and it doesn't come over well, because you would believe that in the private sector, where persons or companies do as well as their level of productivity, as well as how acceptable their standing is amongst the consumers, then you would believe that they are assessed based on the market continuously. Now you have persons such as our political class getting 200-300% increase. Based on what? Based on their level of productivity, based on what? And so you have no real basis on which to justify in some of those cases those levels of increases. But yet still, he is saying that in the private sector it must be linked to productivity, when he has not made a similar call within the public sector. And moreover, when he's also a person who works for the public sector. So you see, when you examine everything, it doesn't look good, And so I think it's just a bad statement, because there is no similar request for the political class to be accountable, for them to be evaluated, for them to increase their productivity. I mean, we see there are many parliamentarians that even have a bad attendance record, not even showing up, but yet still all and sundry got an increase. You can't do that in the private sector and have your job. I mean, we're talking about people who don't even have a job description. I mean, so that kind of statement it just fell out. I don't know where to go with it, because it doesn't fit well, because he's asking for one thing over here, in the private sector, where persons are generally have to be assessed, and if they are not performed, the market will assess them, the consumers, their clients will assess them, and they either swim or they sink. It is the public sector where you would want to have similar accountability in terms of assessing people and so on. And that, as far as we know, with at least the political class and some others in the public sector, we do not see that happening. Yet still, he did not make a similar call, and that some of us have a difficulty with the double standard.
Yeah. And gentlemen, from both of you know from where you sit, what is happening with the compensation review? Because from my understanding, there are still workers who are still waiting, whose salaries are not addressed as yet.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you're totally right on that one, Desi. Right, but as we speak right now, there are certain departments that I have relationship with that they are not close to getting an adjustment. You're talking about place like you take on the University of the West Indies.
Yes.
They weren't on the radar in terms of the compensation review that's carried out, and therefore the process just starting. And despite the fact that the SURF claim the negotiation can't move forward because the compensation review is what's going to determine their level of adjustment.
Yes.
There's some discussion taking place with the council and the Ministry of Finance and some other issues.
Mm-hmm.
And we are looking forward to continuing those discussions as it relates to the issues on the table, but in terms of a number of departments still out there hanging. And they were talking about Transport Authority. They are in almost the same vein as the University of Technology. They have not received anything. So you are correct, despite the fact that there was a threat out there that if you don't sign up by a certain time, you are not going to be able to get the funds that are due to you. There things are still going on out there, and I think that there was a big rush on the Ministry of Finance to bring this thing to a conclusion. And the workers' experience in terms of the outcome is not in keeping with what they were told.
Yes.
So that process is still a process that's under pressure from different angles. The teachers issuing that their statement that their outstanding issues are to be addressed by a certain time. So even where their persons receive adjustment, the problem still continues. We are still just in discussion with the correctional services. We met at the ministry last week and we got some new position. But the correctional service negotiations not yet concluded, and it is still work in progress. There are outstanding issues relating to the fire brigade. So the whole compensation review, I have not seen it settling down until probably next year, and it have to, for it to settling down, the same level of energy that the ministry put with forcing and pushing for signing off. That same level of energy should be put in terms of addressing the outstanding issues, and we're not seeing that.
Okay. What is the situation with your members, St. Patrick's? Do you have workers whose wage packages are still unsettled?
Well, I think for all the unions who represent workers within the public bodies, and even within central government, I'm not aware that the dentists have signed off as yet, and there are other smaller groups. But in the public bodies, definitely. I don't know of any being completed with a unionized group thus far in the public sector. I can't speak definitively.
Public body.
Right, in the public body. I mean, I know they have competed with the non-unionized public body, but I can't think of one with a unionized public body that has been completed with it. So I concur with sentiment expressed by Brother Grant that it seems that it is something that is going to go into next year. So I am not sure what to really say with regard to that, because even within the central government, there are still some issues that we're still discussing, whether it is overtime, whether it is, we haven't discussed leave, we haven't discussed many of the items that they said, they call it in another appendix. So
one question of the increments in purchase that the government frees unilaterally.
And the illegal act by the government to freeze our increment. Yeah. That is something that is a sore issue for us. So even with the central government, there are some outstanding issues. And in the public bodies, I am not aware of any unionized group that have come to some understanding. I know there are proposals but I don't know of any that has concluded thus far. So yes, that is what is ongoing.
Gentlemen, thanks very much for your contribution. And as you know, we have to continue to discuss these issues because labor and capital must have a good relationship if we want a productive environment. And what we are looking at right now is that there is too many lopsidedness taking place.
Mm-hmm.
So to be continued. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yes. That was Workers' Time, and we had with us St. Patrice Ennis from UTASP and Mr. Clifton Grant from and we're discussing Workers' Time. And as you know, this is where we discuss the issues at the workplace. Things are not right at the workplace at the moment. Well, let us go for a break. This is Rebel Radio.
Get your home ready for summer!
Tools coming in hot pot!
With a whole heap on your arrivals and specials!
Everything for your bathroom, kitchen, living room.
In fact, for every space!
Porcelain tiles, ceramic tiles.
Windows, doors, and much more!
We have it all! Saving, saving, saving!
Come shop now! Big time sale at Tools Hardware!
So, come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road.
Or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware!
Ever wanted to share what you know about a crime, but were too afraid? At Crime Stop, we make it easy for you to report on crimes safely and 100% anonymously. All it takes is 4 simple steps. First, contact the tip line at 311 or visit www.crimestop.org or www.311tips.com. Then share what you know anonymously with one of our trained counselors. Any information related to criminal activity is accepted. We don't want to know your identity. We don't record calls or use star 69, and there is no way of tracing tips over the phone or online. You'll also be given a file number for your tip. Next, track the progress of your tip by calling our tip line at 311 and quoting your file number. Finally, if your tip leads to success, you will be eligible for a cash reward. Rewards will be paid out upon request through a trusted disbursement agency with verification process to ensure that your identity remains hidden. Share what you know anonymously. Contact
Do it for your best life. Wait. Go check your HIV status. Wait. So keep your life trending, no pretending. Me I tell yourself it do it for you, do it for you. Every time you are link with a condom, coulda Ozzy, coulda wife, coulda be a random. Condom connect and protect your profile. Be your own fan. Do it for your best life. Do it for your best life. Do it. Don't put yourself at risk. Condom connect every time. Do it for your best life.
It's a girl Shensia with a message to you from myself and the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Shen Yang, everyone say wear a mask where the numbers drop. I don't want COVID, lay you down flat. Nose and mouth, you fi cover up that. Sanitizer gets hospitalized. Fight the virus and fight for your life, yeah. Nobody talk about say you no response no more. Don't be reckless, cause your test say you're not happy. You can still get the virus from somebody. Don't be reckless, cause your test say you're not happy. You can still get the virus. So keep the numbers down. Protect yourself and the people you're around. COVID in town, 6 feet apart and 6 feet in the ground. Yeah. Keep the numbers down. Protect yourself and the people you're around. COVID in town, 6 feet apart and 6 feet in the ground. Stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive.
Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash no paper, no dash no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your
Keep
eat.
we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica.
One, two, three, two more. 1, 2. Adults to 30 minutes activity daily. Love your body, treat your body right. Vegetables, make sure you eat plenty. Children do 60 minutes activity daily. Drink some water when you feel thirsty. Cut down dessert and have a smoothie. Jamaicans, love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. One more time now. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Listen up. Make sure you know your health status. Go a doctor and get a regular checkup. Chronic disease can slowly creep up. We can lower the risk and live up if we just eat right and get moving. Jumping, running, dancing or skipping. Change the children, them lazy habit. Make them play out the door and put down the tablet. Jamaicans, love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Jamaica, get moving. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. After 2, make me hear you say I love me. 1, 2. I love me. 1, 2. I love me. 1, 2. I love me. After 2, make me hear you say I love me. 1, 2. I love me. 1, 2. I love me. 1, 2. I love me. Jamaicans, love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. One more time now. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Jamaica, get moving. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. One more time now. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Listen up.
Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right.
Oh, there's not a broken vessel that God can't mend. The thief was down to his last breath, hanging there and can't wait. When he turned to the master and said, Lord, have mercy on me. He was just a broken vessel. Then Jesus washed away his sins. 'Cause there's not a broken vessel that God can make. Oh, there's not a broken vessel God can't make. Yeah. When the whole world turned its back on you, Jesus will be your friend. He will pick up all we face time and time again. 'Cause there's not a broken vessel that God can't make. Lord Almighty, Jesus is the potter, and we are just the clay. And even when the vessel is broken, He won't throw the clay away. Bring Him all of your burdens, your troubles, and your sin. 'Cause there's not a broken vessel Almighty God can make. Yeah. There's not a broken vessel that God can make. Yeah. When the whole world turns its back on you, Jesus will always be your friend. He will pick up all the pieces time and time again. 'Cause there's not a broken vessel that God can't make. Yeah. There's not a broken vessel that God can make. Yeah. When the whole world turns its back on you, Jesus will always be your friend. He will pick up all the pieces time and time again. 'Cause there's not a broken vessel God can to separate me from your love, my Jesus. Nothing will be able to turn me away from you. I love you, Father. Anyhow, the afflictions of the righteous, the hearts of men getting more and more vicious. Brutality is on the increase. Damn it. When the love of God sees no power on earth to separate me from your love, my Jesus. Nothing will be able to turn me away from you. I love you, Father. This level of crime, only love can eradicate. We must demand justice from the church and the state, and confess to God all our evil ways, and He will give us so much better days when we show love to each and every brother. Love will return to protect mother, daughter, sister. Let's hope in our heart to those who are in need, who never receive love. Come, let's sow some seed. No power on earth to separate me from love. Love, my Jesus. Nothing will be able to from you. No, power to separate me from you. No power, no, oh no, nothing will be able to turn me away from you. No, no power. Can't even walk without you holding my hand. I thought number one would surely be me. I thought I could be what I wanted to be. I thought of myself as a mighty big man, but I can't even walk without you holding my hand. Thank you, Jesus. Can't even walk without you holding my hand. Oh, mountains too high and the valley is too wide. Down on my knees, I've learned to stay. That I can't even walk without you holding my hand. Help me, Jesus. Ah, yeah, yeah. Oh, Lord, yeah. Oh, I thank God I made Jesus my one and all. From now on his day, I'm surely gonna call. And if I don't trust him, I'd be less than a man. 'Cause I can't even walk without you holding my hand. Oh Lord, can't even walk without you holding my hand. The mountain's too high and the valley is too wide. Down on my knees, I've learned to stay. Can't even walk without you holding my hand. Thank you, Jesus, for all you have done for me right now. You've been so good to me. I thought number one would surely be me. I thought I could be what I wanted to be. I thought of myself as a mighty big man, but I can't even walk without you holding my hand. Like me, Father, can't even walk without you holding my hand. The mountain is too high and the valley is too wide. Down on my knees, I've learned to stay. Can't even walk without you holding my hand. Lord have mercy. Can't even walk without you holding my hand. The mountain's too high and the valley is too wide. Down on my knees, I've learned to stay. Can't even walk without you holding my hand. Lord, I'm ready. Lord, I'm ready. I'm ready. Lord, I'm ready for your call. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, you move them all away. Lord, I'm ready for your call. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, you move them Lord, you bring my shield from my enemies. In your loving home, that's where I got to be. To stay within your grace for the rest of my day. Lord, I'm ready for you calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, you move them all away. Lord, I'm ready for you calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, oh gosh, you move them all away. Lord, I turn to you when I'm in need. Your love is just like the air I breathe. Heavenly Father, you're truly a friend indeed. There is so much that I got to say. I could go on about you every day. Your name I will always praise for the rest of my days. Rest of my days. Rest of my days. Heavenly Father, yeah. Lord, I'm ready for you calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, you move them all away. Lord, I'm ready for you calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, you move them all away. Your grace is all that carries me. Through the dark, you shine your light so I could see. Even when I was down on my knees, you set me free there. Lord, you bring my shield from my enemies. In your loving home, that's where I got to be. To stay within your grace for the rest of my day. Lord, I'm ready for you calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, you move them all away. Lord, I'm ready for you calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, you move them all away. When you're weary and feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will drive them home. Oh, well, yeah, I'm on your side. Times get rough and friends just can't be found, like a breeze over troubled water. I will lay me down like a breeze over troubled water. I will lay me down when you're down and out, when you're on the street, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort you, woman, yeah. I'll take your part. Oh, when darkness comes and pain is all around, like a birds sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are on their way. See how they shine. Lord, if you need a friend, I'm sailing right me like a breeze over troubled water. I will ease your mind like a breeze over troubled water. I will ease your mind like a breeze over troubled water. I will ease your mind.
Jamaica.
Best decision ever.
Feel the sand between your toes and the gentle waves of the sea on your side.
He's always there for me. Yeah, yeah. So no matter what the circumstances may be, no, God is always there for me. Yeah, through the sunshine or through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is always there for me. So I met this old man. He was so poor, didn't hold no bed, so we slept on the floor. He's always smiling, never heard him complain. He said I've proven God again and again. So no matter what the circumstances may be, God is always there for me. Yeah. Through the sunshine or through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is always there for me. No matter what the circumstances may be, yeah, God is always there for me. Yeah. Through the good times or through the bad, through the happy times or through the sad, God is always there for me. The landlord wears the rent, school fee due, partner drop bombs, and the youth them need you. Friends all ask me what I'm gonna do. I smile and tell them that God will see me through. So no matter what the circumstances may be, yeah, God is always there for me. Yeah. Through the sunshine or through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is always there.
If you love serenity, if you love beauty, if you love nature's best, then you love Blue Lagoon. Yes, one of the country's most beautiful spots is back in business. Well, partly. I'm taking you there, to Blue Lagoon. But in this, the 86th episode of Frankly Speaking Jamaica podcast, there's also SSL, beryllium, and what's happening to that court order and the security guards. And those school rankings, do they mean anything? Please subscribe to this channel. It's easy, and as we all know, it's free. Just press that subscribe button. First, Blue Lagoon. We all can agree that Portland is just naturally beautiful. Take it from any angle and from any vista. It's stunning. But Blue Lagoon is a particular wonder again. Like so much else in Jamaica, that's not under private lock and key. It fell into disorder and free for all. And one of our treasures was, like so much else, turning to mush and a kind of chaka-chaka, overtaking all our towns and most of our public places before our very eyes. Blue Lagoon is back, partly. The crowds are not there yet, and as you'll hear, the rafting and the once popular boat tours are not back yet either. Here, Anthony.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would like to see some boats and some rafting.
Right. And that used to be what?
That
Make the
used-
place nice.
Definitely. That's the most things that the people attract to, the boat and the raft.
All right. I'm going to turn to another young man he's a monument. Tell me what your present
man.
work is, sir.
They call me El Paso, Captain El Paso. I'm a monument guard here at the Blue Lagoon.
Right. So
Yeah.
what would you like to see now, sir?
Well, the best selling thing is rafting at the Blue Lagoon. You
Right.
can't come to the Blue Lagoon and not raft. When people hear about the Blue Lagoon, rafting to the Monkey Island, rafting in the Blue Lagoon, going into the mineral, the boat takes you along, tell you about the place.
Yeah.
No, everybody is coming to swim. They're not hearing the history. They're
Yeah.
not knowing anything. They just come to
Oh.
swim. So many people hear about swimming and don't come anymore.
Yeah, we get affected from the recreation, the commercial activities out. The bamboo rafting are the main attraction here at the Blue Lagoon, and since it out, imagine from the 1st of June since the reopening of the Blue Lagoon until this present moment, we have seen millions of dollars, not thousands, millions of dollars just go down.
Mhm.
And in a crisis like this now in the country where jobs is so hard and that sort of economic problem here, we think government need to do something about this money that is going by daily, and we can't
Why
really
they say
achieve
they're
it.
not having the rafting?
The rafting, and they're going through a process. They want
Stages.
to get stages. They want to get it legal, and so now get it the source from the Heritage Trust that they have now submit their application form to NEPA.
The National Heritage Trust, which is in charge of it all, needs to push into gear and get some lounge chairs at least on site and decide on the entertainment it will provide. Right now, Blue Lagoon is free of harassment. Perfect. You want to just go sit and spend time with those who mean something to you? Just sit and reflect. Go now. Immerse yourself in solitude and beauty for a while. Go to Blue Lagoon. I must tell you though, that going there from the Port Antonio end, the road is hellish, but the trip will be worth it. From St. Thomas end, don't even think about using those roads. And that's for another time, those roads. But Blue Lagoon is ours. We know some who wanted it to go private. No, I'm not going into the sociology and politics of Blue Lagoon today. Blue Lagoon is free to the public. The bathrooms are well kept. There is great detailed attention to the place that has been restored. The limited staff is courteous. Blue Lagoon is magical. And now, here is Desmond Richards.
Well, I think it is full time for the government to update us on investigations at SSL. SSL, you will recall, is where over 3 billion was fleeced from investors, including retired Olympian Usain Bolt. Yeah, we would like to know what is happening now. We know that delicate information must be recovered, but we would like to know where the investigation is now. We know that one person has been charged, but the public has a right to know. We want to be updated. Now, you will observe that those high risk robberies of the Belerium security firm has continued. Over the last weekend, over last week, there was another hold-up in Mandeville. Yes, I don't know how much money has been stolen, But one thing came out, and that ex-officers employed to the security firm are involved in this robbery. You will recall that during one of the first case, one officer was taken into custody, and we understand that in the last incident, another officer is involved. But another thing is that what is happening to those security officers? You will recall that the court last year ruled that they are not contract workers and they are entitled to all the benefits of regular workers. Now, to date, the company has been dragging its feet in ensuring that the workers are properly paid. They are going back to court. Last week, they have decided they have acquired the services of an attorney, and they are going back to court. Some of the workers have signed what one union described as an illegal contract, a contract that would deny them all the benefits that the court ruled that they should receive. Now, why the security company is holding out? And the other thing is why is this silence? The silence from the Ministry of Labor. Government employee is one of the largest employer of security officers in the country. Now, shouldn't the government ensure that the company pay the security officers, that the company abide by the rules of the court? Why is the government so silent?
That's Desmond Richards. And now, Winnie Anderson Brown.
There was a time when I would just do what I was told without thinking about it. This is how something is done, and I just go ahead and do it. I'm on the job. We have the tendency just to follow the patterns that we see when we go to work and just not disturb the status quo. We just continue whatever we saw there. Have you ever done anything where you just felt uncomfortable while doing it? That is how I felt about the ranking of students according to academic performance. I did it while I had to. However, the more I think about it, is the more I realize that it is really not a good thing to rank students according to academic performance. It serves no useful purpose. If we listen to Desiderata, we are encouraged not to compare ourselves with others because there'll always be people who are better than we are and also people worse than we are. And if we put that in the school context, why do we do that to our children? Why do we compare them? Why is it we do not encourage them to look at their strengths and their weaknesses and see how they can improve? There's no need to compare them to others, and the practice of ranking schools is in the same category. It serves no useful purpose. It is time to stop it. It is a lot to ask because so many people are really sold on this. Parents, teachers are really happy about this. But when we think about it, what useful purpose does ranking of students according to academic performance or ranking of schools serve? What useful purpose?
That's Winnie Anderson Brown. That's our podcast this week. It's number 86. Please subscribe and put your comments on our channel, please. On behalf of Desmond Richards and Winnie Anderson Brown, I'm Franklin McKnight. Until next time.
That's the end of today's program. Yes. Want to thank our viewers and listeners, yes, for taking time out of their schedule to be with us today. And as usual, I want you to stay safe and healthy until Wednesday when we will be back with you on Rebel Radio. Stay healthy and strong. I'm Desmond Richards.